your heart. Move your heart.
It's a wonderful little ball for
Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome back to FPL BD and Professor's podcast. So this is the first official video of this season's Professor's podcast because the preseason is over and the season starts in 4 days. So this is the final team selection video and this is the last podcast before the start of this season. So in this video I'm going to talk about everything about my team, my transfer plannings, my initial thoughts, and everything related to FPL, and I'll try to answer the questions as well if you have. And I know this is an odd time for a live, but this is like 11 p.m. in America, and I know this is morning time in Bangladesh, which is not the best time for a live, but this is the only time I could manage for the live. So you can watch it later on. If you have any questions, you can ask in comment later on. I'll try to answer. But if you have any questions right now, I'm also here. And I'll try to do it as short as possible because I know there are not many people watching, but I'll still try to cover up everything that was in my mind. So let's start with my team. I don't know how many of you watched my first video where I built my first draft, but there have been a lot of changes from that first draft. But like normally, from the first draft to the last draft, there are like 1,000 changes, but luckily in my case I have sticked to only 2 drafts, and I just decided that I will go with either this draft or that draft, and I did not change that much. One thing that almost made me change my whole squad was the Gabriel Jesus injury, but somehow I still managed it and stayed in the same formation, just 1 or 2 changes. So those who are watching, thank you so much for watching. Good morning to you all. If you're watching from abroad, maybe good evening, or I mean, I don't know what time it is because the viewers are from all over the world now, and mostly from Bangladesh. So one of our very own Faiz Ahmed Iman Bhai saying good morning in BD, good evening in US. Yeah, good morning to you, Faiz Bhai. And Abir Rezwan is saying, will it be your last and final draft? Yeah, that should be my last and final draft. There might be only 1 or 2 changes depending on the injury, because one of my players, one of my defender is showing he had a knock, 75% chance of playing. Apart from that, there has been new signing in Nottingham Forest, which is Turner to Nottingham Forest. So that might change my mind to shift from Areola to Turner. I'll talk about that too. So I didn't make many changes this time in my team, so I'm pretty sure that this will be my team. But yeah, I can give you some funny update. So let's just go to the team first. Okay, so this is my current team. Okay, so let me see what was my first draft, and then I'll see what is the difference between these 2 drafts. I actually forgot what was my first, and that was a pretty bad one. I know that was a really bad one. I had Luis Diaz or something. I just made a first draft because I was out from football for a long time. I was out from FPL for like 6 months, so I didn't have any idea what happened in the last part of the last season. I didn't know which players were doing well, which players are injured, which team is doing well. So I had no idea. But after that, I made 2 drafts. One was 3-5-2 without Salah, and one was 4-4-2 with Salah. So basically, the decision that I have to make, or I had to make, was whether to go with Salah or without Salah. And I think I have made my decision, and the decision is to go with Salah. That is the big decision. Uh, Honestly, that won't. Farhad Sarkar Farhad is saying that Kane decision will change draft again. Honestly, if Bayern Munich officially says that they're over Kane, if Tottenham or Harry Kane officially signs a new contract and he's 100% staying at Tottenham, the only change that I might do is to bring in Madison. Not still not initially. Maybe I'll just plan for him in a week or two. But Harry Kane staying means I am definitely going towards Madison. That is what the only change I might have for Harry Kane's decision. But I'm not gonna do the whole squad again. It's a simple reason. We already have Erling Haaland in forward. We are we are uh, we have so many options in midfield. We know, but still, if I say who's the second most consistent premium asset, it's still Mo Salah. With Harry Kane, the only reason that I'm still not going with him is that this Tottenham team is totally new team. They have new defenders, new midfielder, new manager. So many players who didn't even play last season might play this season. I think there is a new left back in the team, uh, new formation. So I'm not gonna invest 12.5 million right away in a team that's still not settled in. Normally, I don't do that. So I try to spend on players or teams who are already settled, who did well in the last half of the season or last few weeks of the season. This is the exact reason why I never went towards Jared Bowen, because the West Ham team is also going under some changes. They lost some of their key players, their captain, their center forward. So I know this team might struggle, might not struggle. They will try different things. So uh, I didn't invest in them. This is the reason I never went for Nkunku or Jackson at the first place. At some point, Nkunku was convincing me because of his playing role. I saw him playing in the center forward, as attacking midfielder, as left wing, as right wing. So I was pretty sure that he's going to start every match. He might be on penalties. So I started thinking about him. Still, I didn't take him in my team initially. So without further ado, let's just talk about players and my team. So uh, the most owned goalkeeper I think is Onana at the game, but uh, he honestly did not convince me, and I know that he sometimes makes silly mistakes. Even I think who followed Ajax, Inter Milan, or Onana, we know that sometimes Onana makes silly mistakes, and that can cost him or his team clean sheet. That's not the only point. I never want to invest 5 million on goalkeeper. That's the first point. In a season where we can't even have Salah because of budget, we are struggling to have a second premium asset. We can't even think of Salah, Haaland, and Arnold together. There is no way I'm gonna put extra 0.5 million in my goalkeeper spot, uh, especially because I just can't take that 5.5 million away anytime soon, because normally we don't have any extra transfer so that we can have a transfer on goalkeepers. Normally, the goalkeeper has to be certain for that. Let's say I have a 5 million goalkeeper, and in any part of the season, I need zero point 0.5 extra to make a transfer. In that case, I will have to make that zero point 0.5 from the goalkeeper. I would rather prefer have a 4.5 million goalkeeper and zero point 0.5 million in the bank, so that I don't need an extra transfer when I go to make a transfer. So I see a lot of people are watching now. Thank you so much. I never expected that in the morning time so many people will be watching. Just one request: if you like the video, put a thumbs up or a love. Maybe it will help me reach to other people too who are not watching, but maybe they will watch. I don't know if people are even sleeping or not, but yeah, it will help me a lot. So I would appreciate if you give a thumbs up or a love in this video. If you don't like, you can react according to that. Okay, so Abir Rezwan is asking, don't you think having a second Arsenal attacker is essential considering how easy their first fixtures are? That's a very important question and big question. So let's say uh, let's see the first three fixtures. One, Nottingham Forest home, good fixture. Palace away, Fulham home. On paper, this looks like so much juicy fixture, but let me tell you, these are not the juiciest fixture because honestly, even Nottingham did well in their last part of the season, even though they're not doing that well in this preseason. So I think Nottingham will be a good fixture. But after that, Fulham and especially Palace away. I mean, that's two contradictory thing that when we are picking 4.5 million goalkeeper, we're bringing the stats that Crystal Palace were fourth in expected goals considered in last season. The whole season they were fourth best in expected goals considered, so their defense was pretty good. And after Roy Hodgson took over, Crystal Palace were the best among all the teams in expected goals considered. So I mean, in one side, we're saying Crystal Palace is a very good defensive team, and the other side, we're saying that Arsenal will face them, so that's a juicy fixture. I think this just doesn't match up. On the other hand, Fulham might be a good fixture, but still, their manager is good, their team is good. Here, they have lost their striker, but still, their defense is pretty much okay. And I'm not saying that these are bad fixture. Definitely good fixture. And if we could afford a second Arsenal asset who's safe, I would say just go for him. Even I had Gabriel Jesus. At first, I started with Gabriel Martinelli, but I mean, I was pretty convinced that Martinelli will start games and he will be explosive and all that. But then I just realized that maybe he will be in the first 1 to 3 weeks, but after that, I would have to take him away. On the other hand, if I take Gabriel Jesus, I will have so many options after 3 weeks because just see the fixtures again. After 3 weeks, they have Man United, Spurs. So both of these two fixtures are going to be a little bit difficult. Then they have Man City, Chelsea. So just for 3 weeks, if we need someone, we would have to get someone that who will explosively give you returns in those 3 weeks, and you have good options to switch in that position. So what I first thought was that I will take Gabriel Jesus in the start, and then I can move towards Watkins. I can move towards Darwin Nunes if he starts, then Nkuku, Jackson, so many options. But then what happened? Gabriel Jesus got injured. So after that, the real hype of Martinelli started after Gabriel Jesus' injury, because people thought now that Gabriel Jesus is not available, Trossard will play as a center forward, which not only decreases his minute risk from left wing, because normally Trossard is another left wing option, and not only Martinelli's minute will increase. Whenever Trossard plays, Gabriel Jesus becomes like the lone striker because Trossard plays as a false nine mostly, even though he starts as a center forward. But the thing that we saw in the Community Shield final is that neither Trossard or Nketiah started as the center forward. It was Kai Havertz who started as a center forward. He was terrible, but I just saw that Arteta prefers speedy forwards maybe in his center forward position. I don't know why he starts Kai Havertz, but Nketiah is still there. He prefers Nketiah over Trossard somehow. So the thing is, Trossard came as a sub in the Community Shield, and he literally won the match for Arsenal. Not only he scored the game-changing goal, he also scored in the penalty shootout. So that's one thing. So Trossard was excellent. Now that in the striker position they have Nketiah, they have Kai Havertz, and Jesus will also be back after 2 or 3 weeks. So Trossard will basically fight for the left wing position. Now Trossard has played a really important role in the last match. They won him. They won the team a trophy. So after that, I think Trossard has to start a few games, has to get some minutes. Maybe Martinelli will play 55 to 60 minutes and Trossard will come and replace him. So now the question comes, for only 3 weeks, is it really worth to invest 8 million on an uncertain player? What if in one match Martinelli does not start, Trossard start, or first match Martinelli starts, he doesn't play well and Trossard replacing plays well. Next match Martinelli is benched. You only took him for three weeks and he doesn't play all the 3 games. So that is why I'm saying that if there was a nailed on Arsenal second attacker, I would have said just go for it. But at this moment, I have to say that there is no nailed on Arsenal attacker who can be the second option in our team. So that's the answer for this question. Forest beat Arsenal last season. Yeah, last season there were some crazy results. Like one guy asked me that why am I expecting so many clean sheets from Fleck, and I'm not expecting clean sheets from Fleck and that many. But the thing is, Brentford as a team is very confident. They're very strong. And if you remember in the last part of the last season, they have beat Man City, they have beat Tottenham, they have beat Chelsea, they have beat Liverpool, and just look at this team. They have beat everyone. And in some of those games, even Ivan Tony was not available. So this team is just super confident. Their defense, their attack, everything is balanced. That's the thing I want to invest right away, because I don't know which team are actually going to be defensively well, but at least the teams that will feel themselves as the big team, they will go for a win, they will go for a clean sheet. That's what I want to invest in right now. Okay, so Nahid Hassan Rana is asking about what about Brighton rotation? Yeah, Brighton will have so many more players. I mean, they already have signed Zhao Pedro and some other players. They have some academy players. They already have March Mitoma. They're signing Mohamed Kudus. So with all that, there will be rotation in Brighton team, but two players who seem pretty much nailed to me. One is Mitoma in that left wing position. He is the most talented player in the team, and I think he is really important. I mean, the combination between Mitoma and Estupinian is really important for the team, and I don't think there is anyone who can play in the left wing better than Mitoma. So I think Mitoma is the most nailed on player. Now comes Zao Pedro. I think he's an excellent option. He's a top class option at 5.5 million. We can't expect anything better than that. I mean, he plays for an attacking team. The team is playing Europa or Conference League, I guess. I'm not sure. I guess Europa. Yeah, Europa. So, uh, uh, and Zao Pedro is on penalties as well. And when Muhammad Kudus comes, I think Muhammad Kudus will play at the right side. I believe that he's a left-footed player. He's a forward. He can play as a cam, but I think it will be Mohamed Kudus at right, Zao Pedro as number 10, maybe Ferguson as the striker sometimes, Zao Pedro as the striker. So that's the thing. At this moment, Mitoma is nailed on, and if you want a second option from Brighton or a cheaper option from Brighton, I have to say it's Zao Pedro. Okay, so what's your thought on Nkuku? And the next question is also from Joydeep Borua is also asking about any news on Nkuku. And the next comment, Nahida Sanrana already gave an update that, yeah, maybe he is out for 2 months. And we just got the update from some Chelsea forums that he might be out for a month, at least for a month. The injury seems serious, and definitely it's not. I mean, at first, the manager and everyone are saying maybe he will miss the first game week, but now they're saying no, it's not only first game week, it will need some time. So I think this makes another big point, that is the people who are actually going for Jackson. I don't think it's worth it now, because Nkunku was the main man of the team. Without Nkunku, I don't know if Jackson can perform the way he performed in the preseason. So I won't say to invest 7 million on a player who never played Premier League before, who has lost his key player and the partner from the team. So that's another thing. Thoughts on Gavardiol? He's an excellent asset at 5 million. I think pretty soon he will starting every game, if not every game, maybe 90% of the matches. But right now, I will say just avoid him, because still the only defender who seems nailed on from Man City is John Stones. After that, maybe Ruben Diaz. But I mean, don't even think about Gavardiol, because he didn't even appear in last match squad. He didn't have any training session. It will take time, so just don't go for anyone else than John Stones or maybe Ruben Diaz. I will still say John Stones is the one. Ager fixture কেমন টিমে রাখা যায় কিনা? Okay, let's go for Crystal Palace asset Eze. I think he's in my watch list. No, he's not, because I don't trust Crystal Palace attack. That's why he's not even in my watch list, even though he scored 10 goals and 5 assists last season. So Sheffield away, easy. I will say easy. Arsenal home, tough. Brentford away, not that easy. Wolves and Villa, Fulham. I mean, it's not like juicy fixture, and it's not like Eze is the kind of player who will give you 15 points in one game, 12 points in one game. He's the kind of player who will give you 5, 6, 4, 5, 6. He will give you consistently points. But the thing is, when you will see that on the same time, another 6.5 million player is giving 10, 8, 12, maybe they will blank 5 in a row, but they will have a period when they will give double digits in maybe two double digits in 5 weeks. So that's the thing. Eze is the kind of player who will give you consistent point in every week. Maybe not every week, but mostly he will return some points because he's the talisman of the team on set pieces, on penalty. So either he will score or assist or bonus. Somehow he will provide some points. But I don't think he is the kind of explosive asset in FPL. Thoughts on Zao Pedro? As I said, I think he's an excellent asset. Actually, I'm thinking he's on my watch list now, and maybe I won't change my formation right away because my team is already set. And but if I try to switch towards 3-4-3, or maybe if I see that Watkins is not being worth it, worth 8 million, if I see that Watkins and Zao Pedro are performing in similar level, I will downgrade Watkins to Zao Pedro because if a 5.5 million player is returning as much as points as 8 million or 7 million forwards, then why invest extra money? Maybe I'll invest that extra money uh, in my defense, in my midfield, or somewhere else. সো দ্যাটস ইট ফরহাদ হোসেন ভাই। টিমে রাখা যায়, এজেকে যদি আপনি টিমে রাখতে চান আমি না বলবো না, কারণ সবার একটা প্রেফারেন্স থাকে, বাট আমি পার্সোনালি একটু প্রেফার করি ওই টাইপের প্লেয়ার, যেহেতু আমরা ফিক্সচার দেখেই ইনিশিয়ালি প্লেয়ার নেই। মানে যদি এমন হয় যে এমন ফিক্সচার আছে যেখানে 6.5 মিলিয়নের কোনো একটা অ্যাসেট মানে একটা এক্সপ্লোসিভ রিটার্ন দিতে পারে, দেন আমি ওই 4-5 পয়েন্ট কনসিস্টেন্টলি যাবো না, কারণ এই প্লেয়ারকে নিয়ে কিন্তু আমি পুরো সিজন রাখবো না, আমরা হয়তো 4-5 উইক পরে এমনিতেও চেঞ্জ করবো। সো প্রথম ওই 4 থেকে 5টা উইকে সবচাইতে বেশি আউটপুট কাদের থেকে আসবে ওইটা চিন্তা করতে হবে। সো আমার মনে হয় ফার্স্ট 3 উইকসে সবচাইতে বেশি আউটপুট দেওয়ার ক্যাপাবিলিটি ফিক্সচার ওয়াইজ, টিমের অ্যাটাকিং ফর্ম ওয়াইজ ইজ মিতোমা। বিকজ ফার্স্ট 3টা উইক অ্যাকচুয়ালি মানে জুসি ফিক্সচার তিনটা যেটাকে আমরা বলি। ব্রাইটন অ্যাটাকিং টিম, এটা আমরা সবাই জানি, মিনিট মোটামুটি নেইল ডাউন এটাও বলা যায়। সো ও একটা, তারপরে এমবিউমো, বিকজ যদি 3-5-2-তে খেলে এমবিউমো স্ট্রাইকে খেলবে, আদারওয়াইজ তার ন্যাচারাল পজিশন রাইট উইংয়ে খেলবে। বেসিক্যালি হি ইজ আ ফরওয়ার্ড, হি ইজ অন পেনাল্টিজ, অ্যান্ড নাও হি ইজ দ্য ট্যালিসম্যান অফ দ্য টিম। So Mbeumo is the kind of player who can score because Brentford is also an attacking team, and a team who can score against big teams as well, who will never go for a draw or a loss. They will always go for a win. Thomas Frank is that kind of manager that no matter who's the opponent, whether it's Man City or Liverpool, he will always think of the win. So the players have the winning mentality, the scoring mentality. So my pick is still Mitoma, then Mbeumo. And another pick who can be an excellent option is Diaby from Aston Villa, another team who has a great manager with winning mentality. But the only reason why I did not go for Diaby is that he is new to Premier League, and I'm not going only with the preseason. So if I see that he is also performing in Premier League just as good as preseason, maybe I'll consider Diaby as well. So that's it. Thoughts on discount Haaland? No thoughts. I'm not even thinking about him. The first asset who comes to, I think, everyone's mind from Manchester United is Rashford. He seems to be in good form. He scored and assisted in last preseason match. That's the kind of form we want from Rashford, and we have seen that whenever he scores and assists in the same match, like he just started his form, and when he has that form, he just carry that form. When he's not in form, he will even blank 5 in a row with 5 low-ranked teams. But when he's in form, he's the guy to go, and I think he might be in form. The second player who can be in your team from Manchester United is definitely Bruno Fernandes, the captain, the penalty taker, most probably set piece taker, and he can definitely score from open play as well. So not even thinking about discount Haaland. And Abid Rezwan, same goes for Darwin Nunes. Even though I am a Liverpool fan, I have actually a big post about Liverpool on my page earlier today. The In the post, I explained the full playing position of Liverpool players. I mean, basically Liverpool forwards. When I said that uh, in today's preseason match, Diogo Jota started and Diogo Jota scored, and he had a great combination with Mo Salah. In every preseason game, Diogo Jota scored or assisted, no matter what is the game time he had, whether he came as a sub or he started. He has been the second best preseason asset from Liverpool after Mo Salah. So Diogo Jota can play as a left wing and also as a center forward as well. So now the question is, I mean, what will be the forward lineup of Liverpool? The answer is there are five possible forward lineup. One is Diaz, Jota, Salah, Diaz, Nunes, Salah, Jota, Nunes, Salah, then Gakpo. Even if I rule out Gakpo, I think there are too much rotation. Right? It's not only like there will be rotation based on form. All the players are in form. Diaz is in form. Jota is in form. Nunes is somehow is in form. So Klopp will just try to use each and every players. Sometimes he will start Nunes, sub him off after 60 minutes, bring Jota in. Sometimes Jota will start in the left wing. Sometimes Diaz will start in the left wing, and Nunez as center forward. So no player, there is no forward from Liverpool apart from Mo Salah on whom you can count on. So avoid every Liverpool attacker apart from Mo Salah as of now. Three forwards or five mid, it totally depends on your transfer planning, on your team combination and everything. Like if you in 3-5-2 you can have so many midfield options, though, who are mostly owned by so many FPL managers. I mean, most owned players. But if you want to go 3-4-3, I mean, at this moment I don't see three nailed on forwards. Even it's getting difficult for everyone to find the second forward after Erling Haaland. Some people are going for Watkins. Some are saying no, he's not worth 8 million. You can go for João Pedro, but I think at this moment three forward is not the best option. Maybe if you want a cheap forward, maybe you play 3-5-2 with João Pedro as second forward so that you can afford Mo Salah as in the midfield as well. Even I'm going to try that now. If I'll see if I can afford 3-5-2 with João Pedro as my starting forward and maybe say five midfield option. I can try that. Should I get Nunez instead of Nkunku? As I said, avoid all the Liverpool attackers except Mo Salah. Jota also played this position in prison. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Jota played in center forward and in left wing as well. Trossard gamble হিসেবে কেমন? I don't see him starting right away or starting every game, so I won't say gamble. I won't suggest to gamble on Trossard. If you want to gamble on someone, I think it has to be Martinelli, because somehow he will start in the left wing forward, maybe in the first game. If he play well, then maybe he will start the next match. If he doesn't, then maybe we can see some changes. But I think somehow he will start Martinelli, because already Jesus is out from the starting lineup. Already one player is out. If he takes Martinelli too, the whole starting lineup gets changed. He doesn't want to ruin the team combination in the very first week. So I still see Martinelli starting in the left wing. I just don't know how many minutes he will get. So if you want a second Arsenal attacker, it has to be Martinelli. Naida Sanrana is saying যদি কেইন থেকে যায় ম্যাডি ভালো একটা অ্যাসেট হতে পারে, ডেফিনেটলি, and I'm counting on it, and I want Kane to stay just for Madison, because at 7.5 million with Kane as a forward, I think Madison is going to be really good. Your top three Liverpool attacker. First, Mo Salah. Second, it's really difficult. I mean, let me see the price of Diogo Jota. So Jota is 8 million. So I don't think I will invest 8 million on an uncertain starter. Maybe. I mean, just because you are asking to provide my three top picks. I'm not saying I'm suggesting. I'm just saying if I had to pick a second Liverpool attacker, I would have gone for Luis Diaz because at least I know that he will start most of the matches and he will get most of the minutes, and he's also scoring nowadays. So it has to be Mo Salah, then Luis Diaz, and then Darwin Nunes because I still think Nunes will get enough time, and even if he starts from the bench sometimes, I mean, if he comes as a sub, he has the ability to score. Bilva worth it as the fourth mid? No. Avoid Bernardo Silva. Mm, Luton striker, I actually don't want to invest any money on as a starting player from any newly promoted sides. So totally avoid Luton striker. I mean, if you want a cheap forward, just go for Zao Pedro. Talk about some cheap asset for bench. Okay, I'll go to that. Let me just talk about my team first. Okay. So as you can see, mm, my goalkeeper is 4.5 million goalkeeper from Brentford. It's Mark Flecken. The reason being, maybe I don't know if you have seen, the fixture seems okay for me. Fulham away is not a good fixture for clean sheet. I don't think they will get a clean sheet. I mean, if you see my chart where I calculated with my hand, I put 2/6. So it's not impossible to get a clean sheet against Fulham in an away match, but it's not the most probable thing, but still it's possible. But Palace home and Bournemouth home, these two fixtures are actually good for clean sheets because they're home fixtures and none of these teams are that much attacking. Newcastle away is definitely not for clean sheet. Everton home is again good for clean sheet. And Nottingham Forest away. The thing is the away match, but with the easiest fixtures. So that's the best part, that Brentford is getting the good fixtures, the probable clean sheet fixtures at their home. So this will help for clean sheet. So I think 1, 2, 3, 4. And also at some context, just because this is a home match, I'm saying Burnley home a clean sheet is also possible. So I can see 4 to 5 clean sheets in the first 10 game weeks. I don't think any other goalkeeper who's 4.5 million has this much of chance. And some people will go for Johnston, and some people will say, but let's see. Arsenal home. Sheffield away is good for clean sheet, but Brentford away is not good for clean sheet. Brentford is an attacking team. Wolves home is good for clean sheet. So maybe 1, 2, but then Villa away, not good. Fulham home, not good. I mean, not good for them because I believe Fulham will dominate Crystal Palace. Then United away is not good for clean sheet. Nottingham is good for clean sheet. Then Spurs, Newcastle, Burnley is away. If Burnley was home, I would have said maybe. So that's the thing. I just think that Flecken is at this moment a good 4.5 million goalkeeper. Definitely 5 million keepers will outscore him, but I don't want to spend that 0.5 million extra in my goalkeeper right away. So if I say about my formation, I am going for 3-4-4-2 at this moment, but I might change it because this was my initial team, and I still didn't make many changes. So first of all, my first defensive pick is Estupinian because he's the highest owned defender, and after 3 weeks, I might have to change him because the fixture actually turns pretty difficult. The second one is Saliba. Some people might say why I didn't go for Gabriel. The only reason is both of them are nailed on starters. Both of them will start, no doubt. Timber can play as a left back or right back, but Gabriel and Saliba are the starting center backs. But among these two defenders, who's the best defender? Definitely Saliba. Maybe even the best defender in Premier League or one of the best defender in Premier League. So without Saliba, their defense is shaky. So Saliba is a nailed-on starter, and Gabriel makes some mistakes, concede yellow card, sometimes silly mistakes that cost goal, which cost his BPS. If you see last season's point, Saliba provided 14 bonus point after starting only 27 matches. And if you see at Gabriel's stat, Gabriel started all the matches, 38 matches, and still 15 bonus points. So even after playing 11 extra matches, Gabriel only provided 1 extra bonus point, and Gabriel scored, I think, 3 goals. So that's the thing, that even if Saliba is not scoring or assisting or anything, he can provide bonus points. This is the reason I'm going for Salah, because I know, I mean, he's a center back, as Zinchenko is not nailed on starter yet. So if I'm going for a center back, I will go for the one who can at least provide some extra points through bonus or something else. And finally, John Stones. I'm not sure whether he will start or not, because it's Pep Guardiola, it's Man City, but I still think he is the best Man City defender to get in FPL right now. But if Guardiola starts playing every match, definitely we have to switch, and Stones might be on risk too. If Kyle Walker leaves, I will post about Man City lineup maybe tomorrow, because I have a detailed analysis ready. I'll just post it, but I'm just saying that I want a Man City defender, because I know they are going to get a lot of clean sheets. Their fixtures is always against everyone. It's good fixture. And the fourth defender is Rico Henry till now. People might say that why I'm doubling up on Brentford. It's not actually doubling up. I mean, don't look at the goalkeeper. Just look at the defenders. I have four different defenders from four teams, and at four, I mean, the goalkeeper is totally separate discussion. Also, Henry will go away from my team maybe after game week 4, and from game week 5, I'll go for a Newcastle defender, most probably maybe Botman at 4.5 million. Uh, so for just first few weeks, 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, I think for these 3 weeks, I think Henry is okay. So that's the plan. And in midfield, I'm definitely going with Mo Salah. That's one thing that I'm 100% sure. Let me discuss about that. Why I'm going with Mo Salah. So first reason that I have to say is Liverpool will score a lot of goals, maybe even more goals than Man City. I mean, not maybe. I think actually Liverpool will score more goals than Man City this season, because Man City is lacking attack without Kevin De Bruyne. They have lost attackers. They are not having many options from bench, and also they're strengthening their defense more than attack now. So uh, if a team scores the highest number of goals in the league, I think I should have one player from their attack. And right now there is no other option than Mo Salah. And even if there are options, Mo Salah is the best option. Uh, I think in the last 8 or 10 weeks of last season, Mo Salah was the highest scoring FPL player. So he's in good form from last season. He's scoring and assisting in every game in preseason. He's on penalties. He's the nailed-on starter. He will play almost 90 minutes in almost every game. So I just want him in my team. And there is another thing that Erling Haaland hasn't scored in last 6 matches for Man City. Maybe we will still captain Erling Haaland in all the starting matches, but after a few weeks, if we see that Mo Salah is scoring in every game, maybe we will need a second captaincy option. Maybe sometimes we won't be confident to give Erling Haaland the captaincy. So uh, that can be a differential captaincy as well. So that's the reason Mo Salah is in my team. Then Bukayo Saka is a must have FPL midfielder at this moment. And even I'll say, even if Salah is not a must have, he's just like a good player for my team. But Bukayo Saka is absolutely must have. 56.1% ownership with a good fixture. He's the main man of Arsenal. They're playing good attacking football. I mean, there is no reason you don't have Bukayo Saka. I mean, I somehow think that Bukayo Saka is as important as Erling Haaland in your team. Saka is the Haaland of midfield. And then Rashford, I'm not totally convinced with him, but still because of the ownership, because of the fixture, 2 good home games. I think, I mean, if he's in form, he can just be explosive in those matches. So I'm not taking any risk by thinking, oh, to go for Bruno Fernandes or not, just because of penalties. I mean, how many penalties will he get? I mean, he won't get penalties in every match, but Rashford can score in every match, even though he does not take penalties, or he might not take penalties. And finally, I have Mitoma as my fourth midfielder and my only 6.5 million midfielder, because I know there are so many 6.5 million midfielder options, but I don't trust all of them. I know some of them will go huge flop, just like last season's Neto and Bailey. So I don't know who is gonna perform. So I just don't want to invest on all of them. That I don't know who's gonna be the best one. Let's just take all of them. I don't want to do that. I just have one or maybe two, and then if I see someone is doing well than my player, I can just switch. There is no point having all the 6.5 million midfielders. I have other options too. So that's the thing. I have four midfielders, and finally Erling Haaland. Definitely, I don't need to discuss about that. And the second forward, the Gabriel Jesus and Nkunku injury just made it so easy for everyone to go for Oli Watkins. But there is one thing I am starting to think that, I mean, I know that 442 is not the best option considering how much point I can get from 352, because definitely a defender is not going to give me so many points as midfielder or forward. So I'm still thinking maybe I might transfer out Oli Watkins to Zao Pedro and have a fifth midfielder, maybe another 6.5 million midfielder. So I'm going to go to the transfer plans, but let's see some comments now. Mm, okay, so okay, neither Sunrunner. Okay, talk about some cheap asset for bench. Yeah, let's just look at my bench. First of all, I have a 4 million goalkeeper in my team. He is still showing in Arsenal in FPL, but his transfer is almost done to Nottingham Forest. Even if he does not start, let's say that Nottingham signed Henderson again, I see still some chances that Matt Turner might start in some games. Maybe not, maybe, but the thing is, his ownership is very low. But if he starts, what is the problem? Let me show you. So right now, 31.2% people have Areola, and Areola is not even starting for West Ham. So he's not a sure starting goalkeeper. So when people will see that their 4 million goalkeeper is not starting and there is another 4 million goalkeeper who is starting, definitely people will jump towards Turner and transfer out Areola in their wildcard or even maybe on free transfer or something. But in wildcard, in game week 2 or 3, so many people will go for Turner in place of Areola that Areola's price will drop maybe zero point 0.1 or even zero point 0.2. So I don't want to go into that risk. I mean, he's not even a starter. At least Turner has better chance of starting than Areola at this moment because Nottingham is signing him with the money because they want him to play and they don't have Henderson as of now. So that's the reason I have Turner as my second goalkeeper. As I don't have a third Arsenal asset, I can have him now because FPL will eventually change him to Nottingham. And even if they don't do it before the start of the season, maybe after the game week 1. I mean, as soon as the transfer is completed and official, he will just be seen as a Nottingham Forest player in FPL. So let's look at some 4 million defenders. Okay. So the 4 million defender I have in my team is George Baldock because I know him from a long time. It's I mean the Luton guy, the Cabarro or something. I even forgot his name. Let me see. Kabore, and just see the whole Luton defense seems injured. Their defense is not even that good. But I know George Baldock. He's a wing back. Sheffield plays with three centre back and two wing backs. He plays as a right wing back. He's not 100% nailed on starter. He has a backup player in his team in his position, but he's still starting. He's playing well, so he will play some matches definitely for sure. So I'm not thinking about starting all the games. Maybe sometimes if any of my player is not playing, he can just cover up from bench 1 or 2 points. Maybe sometimes a clean sheet. Maybe someone like George Lundstrom. He was also from Sheffield United, I remember. So that's the reason I went from Baldock. There's another guy from Burnley. I think it's Bear. Yeah, Bear. He's also a starting defender. But Burnley is a good defensive side. That's one thing. But initial fixtures are not good. Uh, Luton has some kind of average fixtures, but I just don't trust their defense that much. You can go for Kabore. you can go for Baldock and 4.5 million midfield. There are not many options as starter as of now. There will be some options when we'll see the teams playing, but Nakamba is a sure starter right now in Luton Town team. And forward, I think Mubaba is the only one who can get some minutes. I'm not saying he will start every game, but he will get some minutes. So you can have 1 or 2 points of the bench if someone is not playing in your team. So if you Farhad Bhai is asking best 4.5 million defender. If I have to rank, I will rank George Baldock as the best one. In second position, Kabore from Luton Town, and in third, Bear from Burnley. Oh, sorry, I just said 4 million. I'm sorry, extremely sorry. You said 4.5 million defender. Okay, so 4.5 million, I think Henry is my first choice because he's a fullback. His team is good, fixture is good, and good attacking threat with clean sheet probability. So that's one thing, Henry. And don't worry about his knock or something is showing in the FPL site. If he's injured, we will get news. As of now, it's just a knock, and he should be fine for game week 1. So in the second option, I prefer Botman as the first choice, but in the game week 1, no, maybe in game week 4 or from game week 5. I mean, when the fixture turned good for Newcastle, definitely Botman is the best 4.5 million defender. But for now, maybe you can go for Pau Torres from Aston Villa. He's a good one, the tallest guy from the team. Matty Cash is good, but he's not nailed on starter. Emery is trying different formations with 3 CB, with four at the back. So sometimes Cash might be subbed off on 45 minutes. Sometimes he might not start. So that's the reason to avoid Matty Cash. Apart from that, I don't know who else is there at 4.5 million. Let's see. Barn and Botman both are good, actually. Yeah. Uh, I don't see many other options in 4.5 million. Let me see how much is Emerson. Emerson is 4.5. But I won't invest anything on West Ham now. I think there is a new left back in Tottenham. Uh, is it Udogi? I'm not sure. I just know that they have a new left back, so maybe. But at this moment, I think Rico Henry, Pau Torres, Botman. These are your options to start. Maybe start with Rico Henry so that you can switch to Botman in game week 5. I think that's the best option. With Pau Torres, you have to bench him week in, week out. But with Rico Henry, you just play him 4 weeks and then just directly switch to Botman. That's the best thing. TH Nafiz is saying, hello, brother. Hello. Thank you so much for watching. Ruben Diaz, good asset. He's not a bad asset. I mean, I see when Gavardiol starts, sometimes even Stones is not safe. If Walker leaves the club, then Stones is safe. Other than that, I think Stones has more risk than Ruben Diaz. So I think Ruben Diaz is an excellent option now. As Stones is playing in the midfield sometimes, playing as center back sometimes, playing as a right back sometimes. But Ruben Diaz is a nailed on starting center back. So I will say he's a good defender. I mean, not many people will support me. This is not a popular opinion. This is an unpopular opinion. But I think Diaz is safer than Stones at this moment if Walker is not leaving the club. So if Walker stays at Man City, I will say Stones is a yellow flag. Yellow flag. Chelsea mid, I will ignore them right now. There is no option to get from them. Is going without any Man United attackers too risky? Yeah, I think it's too risky because first 3 weeks looks good. Rashford, I think, is a pretty important player because of the ownership, because of his scoring ability. I mean, when he is in form, I mean, he's like he's better than Haaland in FPL because he's in the midfield. He gets extra point for clean sheet and every goal. So I think it's too risky. I mean, especially because of his ownership and the fixture. No Shaw. I mean, I haven't considered Luke Shaw even for once in my draft. For once, I mean, I don't know why people are giving him so much hype. What did he do? 124 points in last season. Even 4.5 million defenders scored more points than him. He only had 4 assists and 1 goal. So I don't know why all the hype. Man United defense is also not like the best in the league. They still did not sign a backup defender. So if one of Varane or Martinez is injured, their defense is in the mud. Onana, yeah, definitely they signed Onana, but it's not like they were conceding all the goals because of the goalkeeper. So they will still struggle. And if one of their starting defender is injured, they will struggle a lot. So I will no way invest 5.5 million on Luke Shaw. Maybe 5 million on Onana is okay, but not 5.5 million on any Man United defender now. Garnacho is not the best option. Maybe you can keep an eye on him. If he starts on the right wing, then you can go for him. But I don't see him starting every match. Anthony is there, Sancho is there, so I don't see him getting a lot of minutes. Maybe sometimes he will come as a sub for Rashford. If Anthony is injured, in that case we can say Garnacho starting in the right wing on every game. In that case, he can be a good option at 5.5 million or 5 million, I guess. Yeah, 5 million. That's very cheap. But right now, I don't think he's an option. Tanvir Tamra Bhai is saying, Salam Bhai, Walaikum Salam. Please rate my two templates. Mo Salah. Okay, so one is Mo Salah draft, another one is no Salah draft. Onana, Areola, Stupinian, Gabriel Stones, Bell, Baldox. I see three defenders, so I think it will be 3-5-2 or 3-4-3. Salah, Saka, Rashford, Foden, Naka. First of all, Foden is not only a yellow flag, I think Foden is a red flag. You should avoid him. Uh, Haaland, Wisa, Zao Pedro. No money left in the bank. Honestly, I don't like this template because Wisa and Zao Pedro are two similar profile player. Maybe if you go with Wisa at the beginning, you have option to go for Zao Pedro later on. But if you have both cheap forwards, if any of them, I mean, one of them is not performing, you don't have any option to go for. And if both of them are not performing, you are in the mud. So that's not a good draft. You always should have a backup plan. Okay, so the next draft is no Salah draft. That's Johnston, Areola. Johnston is your call. I'm not gonna say he's a bad one. I just preferred Flake, but Johnston is also as good as him, maybe even better than him. So Botman, Estupinian, Henry. Oh my god. Kane, no, at this moment, I mean, I won't suggest Kane because still Bayern Munich is trying their best for Kane. Still uncertain. I'm not going to invest on someone. Let's say you have Kane, and you know the transfer window is still on until September. So let's say you have Kane. He played on game week one, but on in game week two, out of sudden the transfer is made, and even it's not official because the signing it goes under the radar for some time. So all of a sudden your 12.5 million player is not starting because then you know he's going to Bayern Munich. Then you must transfer him out. So I don't want to go into that. Uh, I mean, you rather invest 12.5 million on Mo Salah. I don't like the second draft at all. Maybe in the first draft you can make some changes. Will Nketiah start? Maybe no. I mean, maybe in 1 week, then next week maybe Kai Havertz can start, maybe Trossard can start. He's not an option. That's the only thing. Nketiah is not an option. Did you already talk about Liverpool assets such as TA, Salah, Nunes? I have TA only thinking about Nunes. Okay, I was about to give a post about TA because in today's post, you have to check that post on our page because that's a very long post. I can tell that here. The first thing is, apart from Mo Salah, no other Liverpool attackers are nailed on. So maybe Luis Diaz, but still not the explosive FPL asset. And about TA, yes, he's playing in the midfield. But first thing, Liverpool is conceding goals. That's the first thing. Let's say they're not conceding goals in the league. They're playing more seriously, but still, 50% of his assists will go off. You know why? Because 40 to 50% of his assists were coming from corners. And now, even when TA is on the pitch, Soboslai is taking the corners. Even today, most of the corners were taken by Soboslai, some by Robertson. So even he will share free kicks with Soboslai. So I think 50% of Trent's attacking threat will reduce because of the set pieces. So I won't invest 8 million on someone who's not on the set pieces, who's not providing clean sheets. So TA is a red flag now. Jackson or Watkins? Definitely Watkins. TA or Watkins? Still Watkins. Jackson worth consideration? Consideration, but I won't invest on someone who's not proven yet and who has lost their most important player before the start of the season. So I won't invest any money on Chelsea right now. Maybe in their defense, not in their attack. Maybe Chilwell, but still, I'm not getting Chilwell right now. I'm just keeping a plan and budget for him because I want to see how they play in the league. I'm not relying on preseason totally. So let's just show you some of my transfer plans. So this might seem a little bit crazy, but I actually have week by week transfer plans. I always try to save a transfer in game week 2 so that in game week 3 I have two free transfers in my hand. And uh, some players, let me show you my watch list, then you will understand why my transfer plans are like this. So in defense, I have Botman in my watch list. Maybe he will replace Henry in game week 4 or 5. Maybe Chilwell will replace Estupinian or Stones. Any of these two. If Stones is nailed down, he will stay. Maybe Estupinian can go away after game week 3 and Chilwell can replace Estupinian, but I will need 0.5 million extra. And I wanted to bring that 0.5 million by bringing on Nkunku, but now it seems like Nkunku is injured for a long term, and now I might change my plan again because if Nkunku is injured for a long term, I might go for Zawa Pedro in place of Watkins because uh, in that case, I will try to invest more on midfield and I will try to play 3-5-2. So uh, that's the thing in midfield. After 3 weeks, maybe the only player I will touch from my midfield is Mitoma because I only took him for 3 weeks. After that, there are so many 6.5 million options. I can go for Diaby. As if I transfer out Watkins, I still want an Aston Villa attacker, and Diaby seems pretty good. So Diaby can be an option. And if Almiron starts all the games and he keeps scoring, maybe Almiron can be an option. Mbumo can be an option because I just need to see him 1 or 2 weeks. If he performs, I can get him in game week 3. And actually, I'm thinking because now that Nkunku is injured for a long term, I don't want to go. I don't need that 8 million option anymore. Before I needed that 8 million option, uh, just because uh, I had another plan. I wanted to move towards other players who were in that price bracket, but now I don't have anyone to move in that price bracket. So, uh, why you block me, Farhad Sarkar? Farhad, no, I didn't block you, man. I don't know what you're talking about. So, my current team is 4-4-2, which looks like this. Maybe in game week 1, I can start Baldock instead of Henry if I go with this team. Maybe even Turner in place of Flecken, which is not the best option. Oh, he's not playing for Arsenal, so definitely this is not going to happen. So maybe I'll just play Flecken, so I don't need double Brentford defense in my game week 1 against Tottenham home match. So the goalkeeper is okay. I have no other option, but maybe in defense I can bench Henry for 1 week and then I can play him in game week 2, 3, 4. That's one thing. And after game week 2 or 3, I'll have Chilwell here in place of Estupinian. So Chilwell here, maybe Diaby here, and if Nkunku is fit, Nkunku here. But let's say the injury is confirmed for Nkunku. In that case, I have no other players in forward which I badly want to go. So maybe I can start with Zao Pedro here, and I can get a 6.5 million asset here. Let's say who can it be? Maybe as I don't have Watkins, maybe I can go for Diaby now. Even though I don't like to invest on players who are new to the league, but I actually need an Aston Villa player because their fixture seems okay, their team looks good, and everything is okay. So maybe I can have Diaby for now and have Mbumo in place of Mitoma later on, or maybe I can just have Mbumo now and get Diaby in place of Mitoma later on. So I can do either of these things. So if I get Mbumo here, I don't need that 4.5 million defender anymore. I don't need to invest. I don't like to invest money on my bench. So I'll just get a 4. 4 million defender from Luton Town, in that case I still have 1 million in my hand. Now you might say that I can invest that 1 million to upgrade Flecken to Onana. Yes, I can do that, but I don't think I want to do that because I still want to go with a 4.5 million defender, because later on, if I have that 1 million in my hand, I can, you know what I can do? If after 3 weeks, if I see that Harry Kane is actually staying, I can do this. I can do Mitoma to Madison. So that's a good thing. I mean, João Pedro is still here. It's Brighton double attack. I don't want to do Brighton double attack, but uh, I mean, it just seems good. I mean, right now. So I don't think it's the worst option. Mbemo should also be fine for game week 1. He should be fine, but let's see how it looks. So if I play Diaby, so this is how my team might look if I get rid of Watkins. So uh, that's my team. So I will go with either option 1-4-4-2 or option B 3-5-2. So uh, that's my two possible teams, only two possible teams. I'm not gonna do any more big changes like bring on Kane or something. I have Salah because I think he's a good asset, and if he's not providing enough points, I can always move for Kevin De Bruyne from Salah. I can downgrade him to anyone I want in midfield because he's the highest priced midfielder. So if I need Bruno, I can go for Bruno. If I need KDB, I can go for KDB. That's the good thing of having Mo Salah in the team. So even another thing I can do is I can actually have Chilwell right now. Let's say in place of Kabore. Oh no, I can't have Chilwell now because I am zero point 0.5 short. See, this is why you need money in the bench, because now I am 0.5 million short. I mean, if I want to rotate João Pedro and Chilwell, I can't do so. I don't want a bench player. Maybe I'll just transfer one of them out for Chilwell if I need. I don't want a 5.5 million player on my bench. So that's the thing. That's my team. And if you don't have any other question, I'll just end the stream. I think last question. Shahnawaz Shawn is asking Nunez or Watkins? Watkins, because he's more nailed. So what else? Farhad Sarkar, Farhad Bhai, I did not block you on Facebook, on YouTube, or anywhere from the stream. I don't know what you're talking about. I can still see your comments. I didn't block you. Sorry if anything is wrong with the stream or something, but that's it. So that's about my team. If you have any more questions, you can ask me. You can mention me in the page. I will try to answer in the comments. If you don't have, I'll try to end the stream right here. It's been a good time. I didn't expect so many people commenting and watching in this morning time. I'm overwhelmed. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Maybe I will join the deadline stream of Imon. I mean, in our page, definitely. I can't host, but maybe I'll join for some time if they do a deadline stream. I'll try to join. So definitely we'll see my updated team. And even if I can't join the deadline stream, I will update my final team selection on the page for sure. So if you want to avoid any jinx from my team, you can do that. So just follow my page, subscribe to the channel, give a thumbs up to the video, and if you have any question, feel free to ask in the comment section. That's all for now. Thank you so much, and best of luck to everyone for the season. I hope everyone enjoys the season. That's the most important thing, because everyone can't win, but you can enjoy the season. That's what matters the most. Thank you so much. Good luck, everyone.